may not have been an aimless one, the plan that I'd come up with just may have been one of the dumbest plans in history. See, I had a summer internship at Fox News' Los Angeles bureau that lasted 2.5 months. I'd secured a housing stipend for that internship, which lasted 2 months. I'd also been accepted into the Columbia University School of Journalism and was already enrolled for the fall 2010 semester. So, this was the plan. First, I was going to use the housing stipend for 2 months to rent a room I found on Craigslist, where I'd sleep on a Coleman blow-up mattress and be too socially terrified to ever interact with my medical student roommates, requiring me to be very strategic about when I'd make myself cup of noodles for dinner in the kitchen. Then, during the final 2 weeks of the internship, after my housing stipend ran out, I would live with my college boyfriend of 3 years, who had gotten a job in Los Angeles, in his studio apartment. Then we would break up, and I would move to New York City alone and go to Columbia. Yeah, we planned to live together for exactly 2 weeks ahead of a planned breakup, and then I would leave straight from that apartment and move to the other side of the country by myself. I'm sure I'm not spoiling anything when I tell you that things didn't work out that way. The plan was really stupid, so I'm sure you already figured that out on your own. What you might not have figured, though, is that college boyfriend is now one of my best friends and was one of just 30 guests at my wedding to someone else. Anyway, after I was already enrolled in Columbia, and less than a month before the start of classes, I decided that there was no way in hell that I could ever afford to pay back an $80,000 loan on an entry-level journalist salary. So, even though attending that exact school had always been my dream, and it was very painful to do so, I unenrolled. I decided to instead keep working at Boston Market, where I'd already been employed as a cashier to make some extra money during the internship. That was one hell of a job. Part of it was cleaning the bathroom at night, and man, do people treat bathrooms differently when they know that they won't have to be the ones to clean them. Some of my coworkers would routinely come to work rolling on ecstasy, and I'll never forget the time that one of them forgot to cut up the chicken for the next day's shift. I had to spend the entire next day explaining that although I was aware that this is Boston Market, we did not have any chicken. Might I interest you in some meatloaf or turkey instead? To be fair, some of those guys were also very fun to play beer pong with and equally kind about letting me stay on their couch when I needed to. Still, I started looking for higher paying work as a waitress, as well as another internship where I could keep learning broadcasting skills when the Fox one was over. That summer, I was technically an intern for Fox Business Network, but I had also been completely obnoxious about meeting as many people as I could and trying to learn as much as possible from all of them. At one point, I had gone into the radio office and asked the women working there if they had a phone charger. When they said yes, I followed up by asking them if they could also teach me how to do radio. When I did, they stared blankly at me and then at each other, because, as they'd explain to me later, no intern had ever actually gone in there and talked to them before. They would also leave food for me at my desk. Both of them are still my friends to this day, and one of them was also at my 30-guest wedding. Anyway, I'd made it awkward, but it paid off. They helped me out and got me an internship at KFI Radio in Burbank, which would eventually lead to my first real broadcasting job as a traffic producer and reporter. Throughout all of this, I was still living with the boyfriend. We had even graduated from sharing a pool raft that would deflate throughout the night to a real bed that he had bought. Sure, we were fighting a lot. The space was small, and I was feeling really alone, and he was feeling the pressure of being my entire support system. So when he stopped inside a pet store to try and sell insurance to them, that's what he was doing for work, and saw that they were giving